What is up the world? It's your boy Milk Dad here, welcoming you back to Salt and Sanctuary. Now I need some explaining to do. As you may have noticed, from this episode and the last episode, I have gained 10,000 salt. I did not grind off camera. I was playing around with a glitch that I've heard about for a future video about salt duplications, ladder glitches, a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, I was testing this out on another world, and then honestly getting a character up ridiculously high on said world. Problem was, I did it once, I forgot to put it onto that other world, I then went onto this one, and then it put the 10,000 salt onto this character. I probably will use it, I'm sorry, but there's not much I can really fucking do. Greetings, traveler. Do you have a quest? Yeah. Rescuing the princess, Haven't seen any princesses, but don't lose hope, friend. Anyways, it's good to have a quest. Would you like to know what my quest is? Yes. Excellent. My quest is to invade the castle to the east, defeat the guardians, and slay the dragon. Castles must be invaded, and dragons must be slain, mustn't they? Getting to this castle is a different story. There's a bridge to it, but it's missing bits. There's another way in, but it's not easy. I saw a passage underneath the fortress you just emerged from. Perhaps it leads to a village of sorts. There was a shortcut that connects the beach to the village, but it's been barred. Perhaps you can unlock it. I heard something about a jester. The jester knows a way to get places no one else can. It's easy to claim something. Until you actually back your claims, you're nothing but a rumor monger. Whatever. So he's basically going on about a castle that's going to be there late game. There's going to be a dragon coming up, and basically the bridge is disconnected, which I'll show you, but we have to go ahead and find a way over, even though the bridge isn't really there. Now, one thing that I'm going to cover in the video is the sort of glitch that allows you to get a lot of forward momentum. It honestly can be game breaking, but I personally will not be using it to a game breaking extent. You basically roll and jump at the same time without holding a direction. And then once you're airborne, you then use a direction. And instead of just doing one of these sorts of jumps, you end up going flying. And the less you weigh, the more flying you go. I will personally try to avoid doing this, but it can't be helped. Again, I am really sorry about the 10k salt, but honestly, it will speed up the progression of the game, so as terrible as it was, there will be a lot of benefits to it at the same time. E.g., I'll be able to go straight into the Class 2 Great Swords and the Class 2 Heavy Armor. Which basically means we can start doing the cosplay immediately, pretty much, once we get the gold. Oh wow, I actually have 0 salt exactly. Oh. Now, there's actually an ambush here, as some people call it. Honestly, it's just about 6 or 8 enemies that emerge from the ground, 2 at a time. It's not that difficult, as long as you don't get centered in constant stagger locks, basically. What you really want to do is just get in there and smash the fuck out of it. And avoid getting the attention of the absolute clusterfuck that's up ahead. Now, I also promised in the last episode to check over the items that we got. I will not be going over the description of all of them. Oh, sorry, hang on. Fuckword in the background. There's also a secret up this tree which I'm gonna go ahead and get to just because it's safe up here. And I can read the descriptions for the items that I promised I would do. Now I'm only going to do boss items. So, I'm sorry if you wanted more, but the Solid Knight's ashes. Ashes of the Solid Knight. His charge will... his charge, wow. That is the correct word. His charge was to protect the fortress that became known as the Festering Banquet. When and how the fortress became a cursed place of shambling monsters remains a mystery. Can be used as a transmutation material or exchanged with a leader. That's not true with the whole leader part, that's just the same with any form of item. I believe there's no leader that would ever take the spot of Rock. This area can be a real pain in the ass if you don't take care of these guys, the ones that trap the axes, because they've got some insane fucking range. It's kind of stupid with how much range they have. They're worse than the dogs. They even grapple you. Here, eat a fucking potato. And this area is honestly kind of bland and boring and not necessary. Because, you really do not need to come through here because later in the game, first off, you can't go anywhere at this portion of the game. And later on, you basically go underneath this area and bypass to a safer section. I personally always believe that it's good to come through here. It's not recommended at any sort of form, but I mean, if you can, why not? Get 3 items. Who knows, you could sell them or they can become of use later on. Now this is the bridge that the knight was talking about. And this dude here is actually here to tell you off, saying, hey, you've reached the end of the road, you need to go back. Well, well, well. Looks like this is the end of the road for you, friend. If memory serves me right, the obelisk here is your door to the castle. The key, however, now, that's a different story. Perhaps you should search the area below the seaside ruins, where a forgotten festers. I think it's always helps to go back to the start. You started off this island. Can't go back there now, can you? I think it... Okay, yeah, he's starting to repeat himself. I normally don't actually come here and read his dialogue, because I already know that, oh, you can't come here, you get blocked off. Because my first time through playing this, I played with someone who was actually experienced with the game, so I didn't pop any of these sorts of little Easter eggs. Hang on, sorry. Drop me mic. Because, oh yeah, this the mic that I use. I'm just honestly using the standard mic that comes with the PS4. Real pain in the ass. I plan on getting a better headset, better mic, better quality. But with the lack of funds that I have, I can't really fund any project like that. The only reason why I'm stuck with PS4 games and I don't really have much. I could do Minecraft LP and I've honestly been contemplating this, but I want to do something different. I'm contemplating asking my girlfriend, seeing if she would be keen on going for a race sort of style. And if so, if she wouldn't mind being on camera. But I'm pretty sure she wouldn't mind. Who knows, you'll be able to find someone else who's, you know, has a bit of their own unique talent too. Whoa, that's a glitch. Hang on. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. Just, I want to go up here, jump, climb the wall. Yeah, cool. This area is also a secret that I always recommend you come to. Be aware though, just as this bottle says, there is something up ahead. And it says don't bother because this is an enemy you're meant to find mid-game to late. But honestly, you can just roll past him, get yourself a stained page which can make fighting him a lot easier. And a stone mage which is useful for those who want to use magic. As you can see there, he deals a shit ton of damage. So it's always hard to kind of best him, considering he can free shot you. But as long as you can get some hits in and dodge his attacks, well, like I'm failing to. I normally do a lot better with this fucker, but if you can keep this up, and just keep wailing on him, basically. You will find that this will not take too long and you will beat him. The reason why I'm going for it is because he has a drop that Savara Light needs for the line of work. That would be the chitin armor plates, which is what this guy's unique drop is. But yeah, his quick sword slash is like that. The last two attacks, they're honestly the worst ones to deal with. The best ones are the ones where he does a straight attack or a jump attack. That's the best time where you can wail on him, honestly. It's not really much of an opening that you get with the other attacks. But this way I think I'm gonna die. Which is honestly, this is one of those rare situations where the red shards actually come in handy. Because normally you can't get away from an enemy, be able to heal and then go back to the fight. Most of the time, the times where you need to heal is at a boss. And that's what, and in a boss arena you can't get away with that sort of shit. Yeah, I'm gonna go, oh, no, there I go. Great, and that's what happens when you fucking die. Fun. Now, when you die to an enemy, you lose all your salt, and you have to go back and kill it. But the problem is, the enemy has double health, so it takes twice as long to kill him. So there goes that salt. I'm not going to try and get that back again. There's no point. You also lose 10% of your gold to be revived, unless of course it's either A, play multiplayer local, or B, doing a hardcore run. With local multiplayer, both of you need to die in order to lose the gold, or you can just revive one another by going to the sanctuary or learning the spell or the vehicle revive. The thing is though, and with hardcore you die permanently. You can't go back to the world. Your save's there, but you can't go back to the world, so all you have is memories as the game proceeds. Now, the area we're going to, this village of Smiles, I believe it's called. It's kind of an easy place, but at the same time it's not. If you're patient, it'll be a very quick and easy run, but if you're impatient, you'll die a lot. This area here is also a secret I didn't know about until playing the game for quite some time, and it's worth coming here to get it too, because it's a ring that allows you to find items more often, which is really handy considering A, you don't have 4 rings at the moment, so any sort of buff is good. And 2, the fact is, also, right here there's a trap. Personally, I don't like to trigger it at all. I like to get the dog out front killed and then let the armored guard come and activate the trap, usually killing him and the dog. And if not, then he's at a point where you can just finish him and get a bell return, and if you're lucky, other items too. Who knows, the ring that you picked up may help get yourself another item. Now, you get 3 locks of hair here, which is honestly kind of good, but kind of bad at the same time. It's not a soldier's pile, it's an upgrade item, but it's something that nearly anything can drop, and it's only like 500 to buy one, so. And in this game, gold has very little uses. Like, I'm talking, the only time you'll really use it is if you're using a gun, a bow, or a crossbow, and then you'll use gold to buy ammunition. If you want to buy certain weapons from certain places, then sometimes there are places where you can... Oh fuck, I didn't even read this dude's dialogue. The others have begun to kneel. Will you join them? No. Such a brave, foolish curiosity. It will struggle them, and it will bleed, and it will fall. And one day, when it finds itself beaten and broken, gasping for air, choking on its own blood and tears, that will be the day it kneels, and I will consume it. Yeah, that guy is if the music wasn't obvious enough and his dialogue wasn't, he's a creepy motherfucker. Clearly one not to be trusted. Also, with certain traps, you are actually able to destroy them. Also, notice how I've gone off screen and now this dude's gone. With certain traps, like the bow traps that you see here, you can actually destroy them. It doesn't give you any souls, it gives you 3 gold if you're lucky, or 2 or 1, or even nothing. They're always worth destroying unless of course you can find unique ways of going around using them. Oh wait, yeah, I'm not doing I'm doing a no blocking one, which makes these guys actually hard. With most of these types of enemies, when you're using a sword, you want to wait for them to attack, then parry by doing block and attack, and then wail on them. Yeah, this is not going to go too well. I'm honestly contemplating, even though this is a cosplay run, I'm honestly contemplating adapting some magic into it. But I have to get the feedback of the community in order to do that. Which means, honestly, considering this is my first LP, it will take a while till I can do stuff like this. So who knows, I may start doing something like Minecraft all the time. Because, the thing is, I want to make this a community-driven sort of channel. Not one where it's just me and you guys get to watch me, but one where you guys can interact with me too. Like, I don't want this to be one of those sorts of, oh, here I am, here's some videos, come watch. I want it to be, I want the community to know that, oh, that's actually really good that I got the axes up there. Because to my knowledge, there's only 5 of them in this game, but the rest are all axe, like bronze axe knights. Well, there's only 5 sword knights, so getting one of them is actually really good. Now, here's the weapon of our choice. This is going to be our main weapon for pretty much the whole game. It's a giant, long fucking sword. With the name being honestly a joke between the developers, it's meant to be pronounced Claymore, which is the Japanese, I believe it's something to do with the Japanese rendition of the name. And this area that we're coming to now holds the 3. These are the guys that believe in the king, the judge, and the knight. And fortunate for us, they have a blacksmith. And now with the, here's the thing, I'll read his dialogue first. Back home, we forge fine instruments for pure elven steel. What do I craft with here? Salvage, salvage, salvage. That and memories. Back home, oh, he says the same thing. What a boring dude. With him, you can buy these things, which honestly just shows how worthless gold is, because you could get this as a drop. Most people start with this one. I've started with this one. You can find this from drops. Same with this. You find it on the ground, find it on the ground. And even if you wanted to buy it, they're like 500, if not 1,500. Same deal with the shields. It's just not worth it. What's really worth it is upgrading, which requires salt and not gold. Not to mention an item. Now, one thing that a lot of people, myself included, got confused about is the attack damage. The left and the right. The left indicates its base damage. Damage that you will always deal at no matter what level. So you can have 0 points in strength and you'll deal that much damage. The attack on the right though displays how much damage you should output. Now certain enemies have certain resistances, so that's why there's always inconsistencies. But if you were to test on one enemy to another, you'll see exactly how this works. And with this dexterity and strength scaling, basically when you invest a point into strength, you get more attack from it than you would from dexterity. But you still get some attack points from dexterity, because here's the thing, not every weapon, including the weapon that we're going to be using, has this feature. It's always good to upgrade your weapons though. That's one fundamental thing. There's no point not doing it. Yes, it's only a tiny buff, but when it comes to things like bosses that takes hundreds of hits, that small tiny buff can turn 100 hits to, say, 87. Which may not seem like a huge amount, but it's something nonetheless. Now, as you will see, this greatsword is broken. There's no way around it. Yes, you have a very slow movement, and it's a big penalty, because it's so heavy. But there is zero benefit besides that. It swings pretty damn fast. One shot's basically everything. If they have a shield, 2 shots them. Normally it's a great thing to shield with as well. It's just got so many benefits. I mean, hell, even this giant dude with the shield can't even withstand great sword. The only times you will struggle with them will be with small enemies that can stagger lock you. This will be the archers, that are from afar. Also, these are secrets. These are bottles from other places saying, hey, there's a secret over here, you should go here. And what we got is the wrapped ring, which allows you to roll faster, and also the conduit of the mind from the first dude we killed who got the ashes from, and the one we just killed then got us the fateful ring. Honestly, these 3 rings are the best early game rings. There's no way around it, they're fantastic. One allows you to roll faster, one allows you to pick up items more frequently, one of them reduces the amount of your health going down permanently. Yes, you still take the same amount of damage, but when you heal, you won't be like so low in your maximum health. Kind of like what we talked about last episode. Wow, I almost said last class. Or am I a teacher? Now we got some blessed pages, which is honestly a buff to your weapon. You apply it. It's the same as the stain page. It's just, you know, holy instead of dark. Which is perfect because this boss is actually weak to it, being the Queen Smiles. What a pretty lady. I love your smile. Not really, fuck her. She can be a pain in the ass for some people, but honestly because of the little glitch that happened, and with the weapon being so good, and her weakness being attached to the weapon, there's no way this is going to take long at all. Honestly, I'm playing terribly and I'm still kicking this bitch's ass. And do I have anything where I can just be... Oh. I want to be a smart-ass and kill her in a stupid way. Yeah, it's not really stupid. I was hoping for a potato. Yeah. Right in the nose. There you go, you fucking bitch. Yeah, vanquished, the Queen of Smiles. I'll go over her item in a second. I just want to get certain things done while down here. For example, this chest contains the chef class items, being the iron pot, and the other stuff. I also just now realised I can afford 3 out of the 4 Solid Knight armor pieces, which I will be using. I will be going and buying them because, again, this will be a cosplay run. And what I just got then is a charm. And what charms are is basically, for some weapons, you can add these charms, which are basically attachments, which can modify your weapon of choice. Now, the reason why I say certain weapons is because, for example, the bow and the staff, they both have 2 projectiles attached to them, so you cannot attach anything on them, right? Because it goes onto this 3rd slot. But here's your weapon, here's your arrow 1, and here's your arrow 2. So on mainly swords and sword and shield, that's when you could use them. And this charm in particular actually increases your attack power, so very good for very early on. It's not my favorite, but I have it on as a placeholder. Honestly, I'm going to go up here, I'm going to heal up, save, level up, read the description of the item, and then call it an episode. I'll first off get the Solid Knight's armor set, from the merchant upstairs, and then I'll call it an episode. And honestly, doing this Sword of the Night cosplay, going into another character for New Game Plus, if it does get that far, is actually really good because they both share the exact same sort of style, just with a class difference. So Sword of the Night being class 2 and this dude being class 5. And honestly, it's one of the best. I haven't tested the class 5 sword itself. Personally, I think it won't be as good as the Sword of the Night because of the fact that it's class 5. Now, most of you will think, oh well, it's class 5, don't you think that would make it better? But the thing is, with class 4 and downwards, you can one-hand them at the very least. So, if I want to run around with a torch, I can still one-hand. Like, I can have the torch out, have the sword out, and one-hand it. Class 5, great weapons don't have that luxury, unfortunately. And I am going the completely wrong direction too. I've switched to the sword because it's honestly a faster means of travel in comparison to the great sword. And I recommend that even if you use a great sword, have one class with a smaller weapon. Unless of course you have a tendency of switching the great sword a lot, then just use the same class. Hello friend, I have trinkets to sell. Trinkets for coin. Talk. Friend, I am so happy you came along. I've gathered things, trinkets and such. Trinkets for gold. That's what I got. Trinkets for coin. Now this is where I was talking about where you can buy the locks of hair for such a cheap price. You can also, this is where you can spend your money if you use crossbows. This is the only time you'll use gold, really. And then we got ourselves the armors. This dude gives you boss armors. Well, only bosses that really can be cosplayed, because for example, we're going to fight a dragon soon. But how do you cosplay a fucking dragon? I mean, yes, there are some creative people out there, but in reality, it's not going to happen. God bless, he says. Well, thank you. Now, I just realized just how heavy this dude's shit is, and there's no way I'm going to be able to wear it all right now. Hell, at the moment, I can only wear this. Or can I actually... Curious, can I wear this and this? Yeah, so I can get a bit more than just the torso. But of course, yeah, so it would be pointless to have this as just my sword, because even with just the sword, it's still terrible with movement. Anyway, so I'm going to be heading to the, back to the sanctuary, and then I'm going to be calling it an episode. And honestly, this episode was kind of slow, but so was the other one. Granted, we did get a boss kill with, and the next episode we'll probably have 2, if I can do it well enough. So yeah, I'll quickly read over the Queen of Smiles. I think they were ashes. I'm not sure. The Queen of Smiles ear of Lemna, Queen of Smiles. She ruled over Livin in what became known as the Region of Blood, an era marked by her frequent rage-filled quells and purges. When her reign was finally cut short by a mob of vengeful villagers, it was seen fit to leave her the greatest smile of all. And that's the Queen of Smiles. So yeah, I'm going to call that an episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe if you so feel inclined. And I'll see you guys next time.